Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the show. Of course, this is Night Owls on FanSpeak, our new show. We're doing for Sunday night. Very happy to have you guys in here with us, as usual. Glad that I've got back from all my craziness and can get back on a normal schedule. So, hopefully, you enjoy the content we have for today. I think it's going to be quite a bit of fun. But first things first, I need to come over and talk to our panelist, and we are joined by a very oily Kiwi who is ready and willing to get into the political side of
Oh,
things. Hi, Booster.
I love politics. That's why I wanted to be on a comic channel because I love politics in America.
That's right. That's it. Perfectly correct. I'm glad you have recognized that and are on board and giving up
Yeah.
your silly country of New Zealand. I mean,
I
goodness
mean, what's
gracious.
even happening here? Sheep or something? I don't know.
Well, you guys do
Yeah,
got a lot of sheep.
voting for weed.
Who have more
Yeah.
sheep though? You, Britain, or Australia?
Oh, I think per capita we have the most.
Wow.
The
So
other
you.
countries, we know that Australia has more sheep, but per capita we have a lot more.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Yeah.
you're the bestest at something.
Yes, we're the best at shagging sheep.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
The
All
very
right.
the very bestest.
The very bestest.
The,
Well, of
the
course,
asbestos. Yeah.
there is the voice of Slick Jimmy, I do believe. How you doing, Slick?
I'm good. I'm in Big Fork, Montana, at the northwestern end of the Flathead Lake. I'm having a dinner, just by myself, hanging out on the deck of the Traditions pub and inn there. So
Well, you
yeah.
are quite muted in your voice, but I could hear you a little bit there. But
Oh,
you're camping
I'm
or
in
something?
Montana.
Oh, there you go.
No, I'm in Montana.
Why?
I'm because I'm traveling.
Oh, I see. See, I thought Montana was one of those mythical fantasy lands. I didn't know it was real. God.
Well, I can turn on the. Can we do camera? I don't know if we can do camera. I could show
You
you.
can. Well, there's most certainly you could do camera. Go right ahead.
I don't know how to do that with my phone. Oh, there it is. Can you see it?
I
There I
can.
am.
Oh, look at the
Hello.
beauty of this man here. Look at that. Oh, man,
That's
that's a little
right.
log cabin
I'm
behind you.
gonna flip it up.
Oh
See
god.
that right there?
I'm looking at it.
See that's the bay there, and I'm here on the deck at Traditions, and I'm just hanging out.
I'll
There
give
you
us a
go.
look at your dick, mate.
No,
What?
shut up, Booster.
There.
Ah! What about your dick?
Oh, he flashed it. Damn it.
There goes the channel. We're done.
We're done.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
Yeah.
good, dude. I'm glad you out taking a little bit of a ride there in very Montana's way north, right? It gets pretty cold in winter, I think.
Yeah. It's actually I was in Yellowstone like yesterday. Yellowstone was like 28 degrees when I woke up. It was right by Old Faithful. This is actually pretty tough, but I'm here in shorts. I'd say it's maybe 65. That
Oh wow, nice. Yeah. I miss the snow and the cold. I don't get it anymore.
Yeah,
Eric.
I'm gonna pull back a little bit.
Oh, isn't that prettier? That's nicer. Yeah. That looks good,
There
man.
you go.
Glad you're out taking a ride and enjoying things. That's good. It's good.
I am. I'm gonna get off here. I don't know how to. There we go. I'm going back to my icon.
Oh no, excellent. Thanks for joining us, man. Eric Boy says Afrocentrism sounds black to me. It might be. We'll get to it. Don't worry. And of course, we are joined by the person who rises like the lady in the lake herself from the bubbling boils of the deep of some loch somewhere in Scotland. He comes up flaring lightning from his nose, and of course, he is Thundero. Clearly,
It's all of that's true.
all
All
that's true.
correct. Everything you just said.
It's about 12% true.
No,
12%.
100%.
Well,
112% true.
The
in
lady in the lake thing was definitely true. That's for
With a 12% margin of error.
I think you missed that. It would have been 88% margin of error, but I get the attempt there, Booster. Good on you.
88 and a half.
And a half.
It's kind of like presidential political polls. It's just a shot in the dark. The
Yeah,
percentage.
we're just
It
making
is. It's
numbers.
true. It's true.
Hoping you agree with us.
Well, when you go out and only poll Democrats, registered Democrats, you're kind of going to get what you want, I think. Yeah, that's how that works.
Helps.
But anyway, Thundero, how you doing? Glad to have you here.
I am splendiferous. In fact,
Very nice.
wonderful. wonderful evening, wonderful Sunday. It rained all day, but other than that, wonderful Sunday. It's good to be alive, even in the worst year of our lives.
This has been quite the year. It has. It'll go down in memory. I'm sure we'll keep it in mind. Dave says fan sheep. Perfect. But we do got a bunch of people over here in the chat. We got Roger, of course, David, as I said. We have Ara. We have Eric, as I had talked to before. We have Nick, who's going to have nothing but wonderful things to say. And we got the Willy Mammoth as well. Do keep in mind, guys, we hopefully you'll go over there and hit that share button and get it out to people so they come over and join us. And of course, the subscribe and like button are appreciated as well. Yeah, before I jump into the various topics and things we have to talk about, does anybody have something they want to bring up? Keep in mind the format of this show is just, I kind of want to have something that was more open ended where we could just talk about anything, not just comic books or this or that, just whatever the hell we want to talk about here on Night Owls. So you guys have anything you want to kind of bring up before we jump into the content I've prepared?
Nothing.
Montana has a bunch of Trump supporters and a bunch of Biden supporters. Pretty weird. I see signs different in all over the place.
Well, the country seems 50-50, Slick, so.
Montana's a strange place, though. The Democrats there are not like the Democrats anywhere else.
Meaning
They're
they're
basically just Republicans.
Oh, I see.
Well,
Or maybe classical liberals. Yeah.
I was down in Bozeman, staying with my cousin lives down there, and everybody surrounding like Bozeman, like the proper town, they're all Trump. Everybody's Trump except for like Ted Turner, and he owns a big, huge ranch. But like inside the city, my cousin was like, "Yeah, they're all hipsters." So.
Well, there you go. That's what it comes down to. It is kind of interesting with the political leanings that have come along here, and I think we should be happy for Trump just in the fact that he's shown a light on it. The difference between the city and the countryside is as broad as it's ever been, if not maybe the most. Do you think we're the most polarized we've ever been, guys?
Yes, we are. You can look up the data, like all the
I don't know.
research says we are.
I think it's 1865 when we're a little bit more polarized.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, way more now. Over 40% more than we are now than we were then. Back then, the country was a Christian country. The Civil War only happened because Lincoln was a tyrant.
He was tyrannical in some ways. That's true. Hey, I see Kima's in chat. How you doing? She says crazy people. Yes, that applies to the booster.
We are.
Yeah. Actually, I think people.
Are you kidding me?
What do you say?
I'm the least crazy here. I'm the only local was hit on, right?
That's fair enough. I'll give you that. You get to you wear that banner around your neck. The thing that's interesting about the Civil War era, though, Slick, is that a lot of people don't know this. Most of the country really didn't have an opinion or weren't even really involved in it. There were certain cities and areas that got caught up in the battles and things like that, but there were a lot of people in the country who just stayed out of it and had no opinion. It wasn't like everybody was fighting. It wasn't like that at all. We have that image, but it's not true. Now, what happened afterward, with the Union coming in and absolutely just crushing the souls of the Southern people, and during the whole Reconstruction era, as they quoted it, that was horribly oppressive, and all the Southerners felt that for damn sure. But during the war itself, it wasn't as widespread as you imagine.
Well, I'm just assuming that we don't have cannons firing at each other just yet.
Yeah, but my point was there weren't cannons firing at each other in every city everywhere. It wasn't. It was quite localized.
Well, I don't think it will happen here either. If it does happen.
Oh no, I don't. We're not even talking about that. Well, it was interesting. We have a Game Motron. That's a nice name. I'm here to free booster or pass out, depending on which happens first. Well, dude, I hope the whiskey is good. Yep.
Right.
Free boosters, Willie.
Free booster. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it here. Let me go over here and share my screen so these guys can see what I'm about to unleash upon them. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. So here we go. Boom. There we go. All right. Got all that up, and there we go. Perfect. All right, so let's kind of minimize this again. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. You guys can click on that and see what I'm showing. But here we go. So Booster, very first thing, this is for you. This one's for you.
All right. Presidential memorabilia is, of course, really weird this year.
Now, we've seen presidential memorabilia before. Of course, I think, to be fair though, the most famous memorabilia I've seen in my life is the Trump hat. Make America Great Again.
Mm,
What a
mm.
polarizing item it was. But this stuff, it takes a little bit different angle, Booster. Let's take a look. First one.
What do we
Oh,
got?
that's nice.
Oh, they're taking poos.
They
I
are
see.
taking poos. They are,
Wow.
which is a political statement unto itself. Keep in mind, this is from the Huffington Post, so yeah. But
So I think it's due to the debates being quite rubbish.
I think so. But what do you think? Would you put that on the mantelpiece, Booster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give me the Trump one. So I can, I'll have it on my gaming desk. So I can
Booster
look
would
at Trump poo.
That's right.
Booster would put it in his curio case.
He would,
Yeah.
right next to Wolverine, the naked version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We got a Trump
Oh.
Gator statue. We need that. Yeah.
What?
I don't know either. Why? Why? What's the reference? I don't get it. Does anybody get it?
How did this item come about? What is happening here?
I feel like it's a meme that I'm unaware of, which is certainly possible. But okay, we can have that. That could be good. That could be good.
Yeah. We'll put it up next to Trump having a poo. Yeah.
This one's for you. I think you need this one right now. Huge.
Who's tiny mouth? Huge. Oh my god.
What do you think,
Orange and
Thundera?
everything.
Would you wear that?
No,
Oh, come on now.
Coward.
absolutely not. I would not wear that.
Slick
What if
would.
it had been worn by Trump and you got COVID from it?
Perfect.
I think that'd be apropos.
Yeah.
That's goodness gracious.
I want Trump's COVID.
Eric says good evening, everybody. And Gamotron wants to know, is Trump popular in Florida? I bet he is. The Gator probably has something to do with Florida. It probably does. I know. I imagine it's a meme. Oh, look at this one. That is terrifying. That's a Halloween mask. What the hell?
Oh
Jeez.
my god. Trying to rob a bank too, I guess. I don't know.
I guess maybe the dead president's there. A nice reference from Point Break. Good on you, Booster.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Not yet.
Yeah, I
Not
know.
yet.
I know. Oh my
wait.
god.
Oh,
He is
Oh,
far
that's somehow more
frightening.
terrifying.
It doesn't even look
It is
like
far
him,
more
like at
frightening.
all.
That looks more
It's
like
gonna
Black
have-
Panther, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
It's got to have an auto sniffer with it though, if it's going to be.
that's true.
Okay.
It does need an auto
And
sniffer.
hard
You're right.
nostrils.
Oh, this is perfect, Thundero. Gift for your wife.
Yeah, right.
Oh, good. I can put that next to the Gwyneth Paltrow vagina candle.
That's right. And you'll have a very interesting smelling house. It'll be a topic starter, I'm sure.
All sorts of smells. What would a Trump scented candle even smell like? Oranges and musk.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah. This one's awesome though. I need this in my life, dude.
And
I need this in my life.
Trump's candle will smell like Eastern European hookers.
Probably, yeah. Fair enough, as it should. But come on now, Thundero. Come on. Come and take it, bitches. That's awesome, dude.
It, you son of a bitch.
Oh, that's wonderful. Let's keep going down here. Oh yeah, we need this. This is
the baby balloon.
the British and their sense of humor. It's better than the Canadian humor, though. I have to say. Love you, Kima.
There's a dude in there.
There is a dude.
Somebody needs
I don't
to
like
do
the
that.
look on his face.
Somebody needs to do an animatronic like robot of the God Emperor Trump. People would buy that. But
Yeah. Well, this is all in good humor, I'm sure, and I'm enjoying it myself. And Dave says there's a new country music channel station called Trump Country in Southwest Florida. Awesome, dude. Awesome. But
Nice.
I think I'd wear this for Halloween. I'd do it.
I'd do it.
I'd do
I'd do that.
order it, Chester. Order it, and we want to see pictures.
Joe Middle Art.
Yeah, we don't
Sleepy
need.
Joe.
That's not so interesting. Yeah, that's not so interesting. This one is. I like this one. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I love how Biden is the Adam and Kamala is God. Right.
Obviously. Can't wait for the Kamala Harris presidential.
Yeah. Well, they both said it
Step in,
independently.
Yeah,
So,
they both accidentally said it, didn't they? The
It
Harris
should be,
Biden.
it should be AOC.
It should have been. That would have been funnier. But the funny thing with this is it touches into the Afrocentrism I'm going to talk about later. Kamala Harris, she's a proud Black American. Proud, proud, proud. The problem is
Proud.
she's Indian. Yeah, that's a problem.
Oh, but she's Jamaican, man.
Okay. Yeah, slave owner actually. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh
Peach
no.
vodka.
In peach
Oh.
vodka. I think we need some
Oh,
of
how many
that.
times they're gonna try and impeach him until it does anything? Yeah.
No, it's peach flavored vodka. I'd go for that. I'd be up for that.
Nah.
Adrian says, Booster, you should read some of the best Trump tweets in his best Trump voice. That'd be funny.
That's
could,
just impeachy. I tell you what.
Oh.
The Dognald and the Joe Biden dog toys. There you go.
Yeah. Why does
None of them.
Trump look like Bobcat
He looks
Goldthwait?
like a troll.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
What's
was
going
gonna
on?
say
like a troll.
doll. Yeah.
Or maybe a little Sam
Well,
Kinison.
Big mane.
I guess the troll is apropos though. So
That's true. He is a master troll. Yeah. Themed doorbell cameras.
Doorbell cameras. What?
That's not funny. It's not
If
so
you
funny.
know, if it like makes a noise every time you press it, like it's like, dig dog, that's your door, dickhead. Yeah, I could go with that.
Yeah, I'd go with that too. What would Biden
Yeah.
sound like though?
At the door.
and Biden's alternates between snoring and sniffing.
Sure, that's right. We got some macaroons with some political flavor on there. Very nice, very nice.
Who actually likes macaroons though? Do you? I mean, I've never liked them.
I like the
Do
German
you guys
ones.
like macaroons?
No, the French ones
Okay,
suck
well,
balls.
Germans are different.
Yeah, the German ones are good. Yeah.
Vote for my ass.
Or his doorbell could say, "Come on, man."
Come on, man. The thing.
I like the socks though. Come on. You got the donkey and the elephant. The Biden one says vote for my ass and vote for trunk. I get it. It's funny.
That's very good.
It's funny.
Like butts.
Yeah.
Going back to the
What if you're undecided? Do you wear one of each sock?
Yes, perfect. And then color one side of each purple. Now this is a question for Thundero. How could anybody in America be undecided right now? I mean, how?
Depending on what poll you look at, it's only about 5% of voters are still, but those people are, stupid. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
If
this, how could you? I just don't know. I don't know how anybody could. But then again, I also saw data that says the average American, or close to half of Americans, think 9% of the population in the country died from COVID, which would equate to about 30 million people. That's where we're at now. The media has completely broken the American thought. It's gone. It's over.
Yeah. 30 million is a little bit different than 9,000. A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. It's the way it is.
30 million would be like, holy shit, shut the doors, everybody run inside.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that would be bad. But actually, in a way, we should feel lucky. This thing is incredibly an R06 on the infection rate. That's insanity, dude. But it's hardly deadly at all. We got lucky. We got real lucky, actually. We should be thankful for that.
Lucky would be it wiped me the fuck out.
all right. But all right, we got some socks.
This is a bitch ass virus.
It is. Let's see. Gamotron says the thing about America is that more and more of your imports are coming from abroad, and that's one thing that Trump is trying to change. And I don't know. I like it. But what do you guys think? What do you think about Trump's intention of making America the great production country it used to be? Again, what do you think about that?
I think it's smart considering production's going to change drastically in the next 30 years anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to have the basic infrastructure for it, or America will get left behind by like Japan and Korea and China as it becomes more and more automated.
Well, that was the intention.
Yeah,
so.
We need to have the infrastructure here, the company's ready, the company's stable, all that fun stuff, so that when the change happens, which it's coming, and it's been doing it slowly, but there's going to be a big shift here next decade or so, we're ready for it. We're out in front of it because America is not ready for it right now. We're one of the worst, actually, in the industrialized world for the AI automation that's coming.
Yeah, no, that is true. And certain countries like Japan and I say much of Europe, they should mechanize the hell out of themselves. It would
Yeah.
actually improve the life of everybody in the country.
Yeah.
Oddly enough,
Japan is actually, from what I understand, Japan's at the front of that. They're
they
the
are.
most ready for it.
Yep,
Did you
yep.
say mechanize?
Yeah, mechanize. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Are we
what?
finally going to get like World War III out of our system and just get like all our best mechs and just take them all far off and just get out of their fucking systems?
It's not really what mechanize means, but yeah, sure.
Well, that's
Well,
what I thought it was. I thought they
But
were making people to mix and shit. What the hell's a mechanized?
It means to make your industry as automated as possible, and therefore what it
What?
Like
does.
using mechanical stuff
Yeah.
to
What a useless
automate your
fucking word.
industry.
No, it means turning people into mix. It's andronize.
That would
Andronize.
no
Cybernize.
no that would be
Mechanized.
cyberization technically.
Ah.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I decided I'm changing the dictionary
Did you
word.
actually go to school,
Mechanized now.
Booster, or were you just did you grow up? Are you a feral child? What happened?
It does happen. We have Mowgli, of
I
course.
showed up.
Are you the Mowgli of New Zealand? That'd be perfect. Mobile suit Gundam. That's right, Nick.
No,
But
but I
no,
was raised by sheep.
boy, that explains everything, dude. But no, but no, the place like Japan, for instance, if you have as much automation, oh my God, that's a hard word, mechanization, better word, then what happens is your population becomes very specialized in their work, and therefore everyone's income increases. Right, in a place where it's having a dwindling population like Japan, and a place that has booming population, well, that's just going to turn into destitution and poverty. But
Yep.
these kind of Western countries that are their populations are shrinking, mechanization actually will help them have better lives. You know.
Yes. It needs to happen, and it's going to happen whether the population's ready for it or not.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. It is. Let's see here. Nixie says undecided equals I'm a racist and I don't want to say it out loud. Ava
It's
DuVernay
true.
in charge of Kirby's legacy right now. Understand that. That's
Yeah,
who's in charge of
I'm
it.
very happy for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the first live action New Gods on-screen appearance of some of my favorite characters. Yeah, I'm real excited.
Yeah, you should be. You should be.
Can't
Yeah.
wait for a Black Mr. Miracle.
Oh, it's gonna be perfect. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
And
Can we-
he's escaping America to go back to Wakanda.
That's right, where he belongs. Now, Booster, here is a sticker that you could put in your car window so it looks like Trump is with you. What do you think?
Oh, that's fantastic. I want to be with him at all times.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
want. I want that stick in every window of my house.
Actually, I would love to get that put in my car because everyone would be just turning heads because they've been told here by the media, and of course, Japanese are sheep, that Trump is very bad, man. He's very, very bad. He's very bad.
Knowing their allegiances, I thought they would love that.
Well, people are people, Booster, and the people are kind of dumb. It is what it is.
Oh, new Hitler. Yes, we
Yes.
follow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was rather Chinese of you. Perfect. But
Oh, a new Hitler. Oh yes, I would worship the ground of Trump.
there, that's better.
How's
That was a little
that?
better.
You like
better.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah?
better.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It looks like Trump is coughing on you. Yeah, it does. Well, of course they picked a bad picture. A lot of this is anti-Trump, but it's still funny, which is a big difference, right? Because we can have a laugh about it. Baby Trump bobbler. All right,
Yep.
sweet. Yes, gotta have that baby Trump for some reason. Where did the baby Trump thing come from anyway? Best.
Because he's like a big baby having tantrums. Do you get it?
Does he have tantrums? I think he's rather
I
sarcastic.
don't know.
Have you seen him angry ever?
I don't know.
haven't.
I've seen him just kind of annoyed, maybe almost flustered. I don't know if I've even seen him raise his voice in anger.
No, I haven't either.
I just think that's how they interpret it. That's
Yeah.
all.
Well, I think they're
They-
projecting.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
projecting
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
That's what exactly.
But,
We have Trump and his best lover, Putin, here. It's perfect. Yeah, it's very nice. Ah, goodness gracious. And Trump
Bad,
and Putin magnet playset. Nice. Nice.
bad hombres.
Bad hombres, baby. Yeah.
That is kind of funny. That
I think it's
music,
hilarious.
it got a giggle out of me.
The Trump toy helicopter. Yeah, dude. I'd buy that. Come on. That's awesome, dude.
You could terrorize the neighbors with that one.
It comes with a presidential pin too, man. That's awesome.
Trump is looking for your window.
It needs to fire like spitballs. That would be awesome.
That would be
Holy
awesome.
shit, Melania, them Mexicans, get ice on the phone.
Yeah, it did. Game of Tron. He said, I think the Trump baby thing came from his first visit to London as president. Yeah, they were rude. Yeah, but what's new? Kima says
in honor of the Steele dossier, he should be pissing on people from that thing.
You would think it would have went that way, but it didn't. Kima says she's already got her booze ready for next week's drawing. Nice, very nice. Trump typo coffee mug.
Why are they so obsessed with that one typo?
I don't know, it's funny, whatever.
I just find that so strange.
Yeah. Dump the Trump tank top. Yeah, okay, go ahead and wear that and look like an idiot. Yeah, have fun.
Wear a toilet on your shirt. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's perfect. Let's see here. Roger says this little helicopter might have a hidden camera in his ass. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Like an extreme version of one of those twirly hats. Yeah. Actually, I think that might have been my favorite. I want this. I want a helicopter Trump.
A helicopter to spy on Mexicans.
That's right. The funny thing is Telemundo, and for those of you from outside the country who don't know what Telemundo is, it is the premier life-centric channel for the Mexican Americans, right? The Spanish-speaking world in America watches Telemundo religiously, might I say. And they came out with their own little poll of going out and talking to Mexicans in their neighborhoods and asking them what they think. And what do you guys think the percentage of Mexicans who supposedly hate Trump? What do you think the percentage of them that are pro-Trump is? What do you think? What is it? What's it up to now in the Mexican community there, Thundera?
Where in Mexico or
in the Mexican community in America? What do you think the percentage of pro-Trump is?
Oh, I don't know. If it's anything like it was, it's in the mid-30s.
Yeah. 66%.
Well, yeah, that was the debate.
Yeah.
Right. That said he won the debate.
Yeah, but they were also going into length of talking about the shift. If you listen to the Telemundo broadcast, and Slick, I don't know what you're doing, but you're driving me crazy, dude.
I thought I was muted. I apologize. I was eating.
Not muted enough.
Yes, but they were talking about the shift in the Latino community's opinions during that. If you listen to what they're saying, because you've seen that thing put up several times, but no one's actually listening what they're saying in the background, right? So the Latin American community in America has shifted radically. Now, the illegal immigrants, of course, probably would not be pro-Trump, but keep in mind the people who want immigration control most in America are the Latino community, because they're the ones that suffer the most, right? We only have one community in America that tends to do crime against racially outside of its own borders, right? Because when you look at a community, that most of the crime in that community is going to be coming from the people who are the majority of the racial makeup of that community, right? So in a Latin community, it's mainly Latins. In a white community, it's mainly whites, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The only group that goes outside of that, of course, are the black Americans, which control anywhere from 50 to 60% of all crime, depending on the category. So, rock on. Allegedly, yes, no, it's FBI statistically a little different. Yeah.
Oh, but my college professor said FBI lie sometimes.
So they might, sure, why not? But El Radames says Latinos love Trump because he defended Goya. Maybe that was but I mean, it was the right thing to do. I mean, if you notice, Trump tends to do what is the right American thing to do, right? And that's what he does, right? But anyway, these are funny
Sounds pretty
things.
racist to me.
It does. Well, we'll talk about racism.
Yeah.
Perfect segue, Booster. You're just
Oh,
like a telepath, dude. Boom.
I am. I used my psychic abilities. What do we have here? World of Warcraft Shadowlands. Oh, shadows are black. God. Novel author. Oh, what is this name? Madeline Roos?
Madeline Rue.
Madeline Rue. Mocks
It's
fans in
row.
response to the discovery of racist, anti-white, anti-male tweets.
People.
It might be, bro. He's probably right. But yeah, now I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to this, but basically this lady here who wrote a book, and she got the job because she was buddies with the boss over at Blizzard. And
Mhm.
I don't know if it's a good book or not. No one seemed to mention that, but they some tweets from her from the past, like a lot of tweets, where she hates white people. She hates men in particular, which is odd
Mhm.
because I don't think you get much more white than her. I mean, if you look at the picture, but
No,
she
let's have
hates
a look at.
herself, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah,
He
but
sounds French, and that just ugh.
yeah, I know that is a problem. Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
especially French, redheaded French. Oh my God, dude.
Like, what's the point of you?
Yes, that's true. It is true. But the thing is, a lot of people are calling her out for her hate, and you know what she did? Anybody want to guess?
Double down. She doubled, tripled,
Dude, she
quadrupled down.
quadrupled down, baby. I
Yeah.
mean, goodness gracious. Take a look at how she got into this. Now, this is just some of the tweets she's done before. Would you like to read some of those, Booster, in your best SJW voice? Go ahead.
Okay. Congrats, ugly white men. Mad Max Fury Road is now our immediate future. White people must be stopped. Oh, white men, are you sad? Are you impotent? Are you desperate for validation you don't deserve?
Ooh.
Ted Bundy wasn't special or smart. He was just white. Dear white men, get your fucking shit in order. Sincerely, me.
What?
Things I do not want this election cycle. Old white man energy.
Wow, you know what? Where did the Ted Bundy thing come from? Damn.
He was
Uh,
just white, okay? It's not like I was gonna fuck him or anything. It
yeah.
wasn't like rubbing my. Okay, all right, I was getting too.
Yeah, you get a little bit.
I was
It's
getting
a
way
little
too
bit,
into that.
little bit.
I was in
But
character.
but it's pretty raw. I mean, it's pretty hateful. It's pretty, edgy.
I'm like Jared Leto. I'm like a character actor. You know,
Yeah, I
yeah,
understand.
yeah,
It's just kind of method acting there. I get it. But
yeah,
these are
yeah.
things amongst others that she had said. And they're pretty rough. They're pretty rough. And of course, people call her out for it, and if that fact that she's made some little comments here after the fact, and she makes more comments. But the best ones here are the best one. She made a lot of comments here. But where's the one I like the best though? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, come on, goodness. Hold on a second. She said she kept going on and on. She's not backing up at all, dude. But I guess I'll
Mhm.
just read it out of here. Some chuds are on the saddest investigation of my life because Blizzard hiring me hurt their fifis. She said a whole bunch of stuff though. Now,
Chuds.
chuds. I don't know exactly what a chud is, although someone help me out. What's a chud?
It goes back to a movie. It's like
Yeah, I remember
they're like
chuds. I
under
remember the movie. Yeah.
they live underground, but I think it's also a reference to Chads. The
Oh.
white Chads. I think that's what she's doing.
I see. But here's the thing, Thundero. She got called out for her absolutely insanely hateful tweets, and notice that she has a blue check mark that she's been doing for years and years. This isn't just one little angry spurt. She's been doing it for years. She gets called out for it. She puts up a whole bunch of tweets of just more hate, including this one right here, which I personally is my favorite. But yet, no comment from Blizzard, other than the fact that
I
the
see.
book or has been the I don't know if it's the book or the DLC has been delayed. What do you think,
Well,
Thunder?
of course, there's no comment for Blizzard. They support everything she's saying. They've been infested just like every other company. I mean,
Yeah,
for
this
crying
is
out loud,
pretty
they
rough,
literally
though.
changed their lore to make elves black.
They
Make
did?
black elves. Yeah, coming out in the next expansion.
I thought that was just The Witcher on Netflix.
There you go. So Dave Ushowitz is a listener. So it's from the 1984 film based on the title Chud, right? Cannibalistic underground humanoid dwellers. I think it's just a new way of calling someone a basement dweller. I think that's the best they can come up with.
I see. I see.
Uh,
I remember the movie. It was
all
fun.
of their
There was two
insults
of
are
them.
so inoffensive. They're so lame. It's like, if you want to insult me, really fucking go for the jugular, right? Well, but
Yeah,
it's
you got go for Morlocks. Come on, be literary.
Yeah, that would have been more comic book central. You're right. But yeah, El Rodhams is
Shut
correcting
up, you
all of you.
slut.
I
Go
know
with
it
the
was
you. Get
irritating
out of
me
here.
too, El Rod. Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. But actually, if I recall from watching the movie, at the end they come into a place and there's a sign on the wall, and it actually doesn't stand for that. It stands for it's some kind of military term. Is what it really was. But yeah, most people take it as cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller or cave basement dweller. I get it. But I just it's outrageous because if you guys remember Guild Wars 2, there was a lady involved with that same type of woman, just angry at the world, angry at herself. She said a bunch of nasty things. One of her co-workers stood up and supported her, and Guild Wars fired both of them. Just boom,
Yeah.
gone.
Fuck
Right.
out of here.
So, but Blizzard is doing nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah, the cowards.
Blizzard can't even get rid of or won't. I guess they could. They won't. World of Warcraft's ridiculous game designer, who's been nothing but an abject failure for the last 8 years or however long it's been. But they keep him around, I guess, because he probably has the right politics.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure exactly with that, and that's a problem. We're seeing a dwindling in the skill level and the effectiveness of a lot of things in writing and all kind of stuff because it's about who has the right agenda instead of who's best for the job. This, equality of outcome over equality of opportunity, right?
Yeah.
But Gamotron says that he has a really nice basement though.
It's a
Cool,
she.
dude.
Don't misgender Gamatron.
Is it a she?
Yes.
Well, ma'am, I'm happy that you have a nice basement. I
Mhm.
can't have basements where I am. The water table is way too high. It's unfortunate. I need a basement. I want my man cave booster.
I too want a man cave. Let's go make a man cave.
Oh, together. Ooh.
Father and son.
Well, that's the joke. Okay.
Don't make it weird, alright?
All right, I
Make it
won't.
weird.
Well, I do have my
Let it
music
happen.
studio. I guess that's kind of my man cave, I guess. But anyway, moving on. Just thought it was funny, you know. Now this is interesting. Go ahead, Booster.
Alright. Tennis crosses 300 million at global. Only 45 million comes from US.
Yeah.
Or is it
Now,
us?
now, of course, we know that the global income, they get a very small percentage of that, especially in a smaller film like this. In America is where they make most of their money. That's why they're always talking about domestic rather than international, gain. But here's the thing about this movie, though. Of course, they usually throw out this dude. What's his name? The new Batman kid. What's his name again?
Pattinson.
Patterson.
Robert
Yeah.
Pattinson. Yeah.
Pattinson. Yeah. It's not actually his movie. It's the dude on the left, actually. He's the main thing. What's his name? John David Washington. Yeah. But here's the thing, from what I understand, because I have some movie reviewers that I watch, and I over the years have come to respect their opinion because they tend to think like me, and all of them agreed it's a pretty good movie. It's not a bad flick at all, right? So why, in a time where Americans must be desperate for entertainment, did this movie do so poorly?
All the theaters are closed.
Well, there you go. Answered. Because the theaters aren't closed here.
Yeah, you're not having you don't have Orange Man, so Democrats and rhino governors have done everything they can to try and get rid of him, including tanking their economies of their own states. They don't
Yeah.
care. They'll sacrifice their whole political career just to get rid of him.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy on that, guys. And I know we know America's happening like that. How about New Zealand, boosters? Everything shut down, or the cinemas shut down? Is it all shut
Oh,
down?
it's totally normal here now, Chester.
No,
Totally. Like, they try to put us on, like, some kind of, what was it, lockdown 2.5 or something, because the coronas may be coming back, and they're stuck for, like, a few days. we're back totally to normal. Like people are
Yeah.
just kind of over it now. You
Yeah,
know?
so are we. Yeah, it's the same. I
Yeah.
mean, back in like April, the country kind of shut down for a month, sorta, for a month.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's just been normal. I mean, everyone still wears a mask, but honestly, Japanese do that kind of normally anyway, especially during hay fever season, which or actually cedar allergy season, which we're coming into. Yeah, everything. The theater's been open for a long time. Cafes, or I just went to a restaurant yesterday. Yeah, you guys can't do that in America, though, can you?
No, some have. Some places can. It just depends on the state. If the companies that own the theaters survived the lockdown.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they will. AMC is in huge financial trouble. I'd say they're bankrupt actually. But here's the thing, though. Here in Japan, we've had 1,000 people actually die from COVID. They were all old or sick or something's wrong with them. But we've had 1,000 people die. And seeing as Japan is kind of went about business as usual, just a little caution, a little bit of responsibility, you would think we just have millions dead, but we don't. How about you in New
Would
Zealand
you like?
there?
I was
What's
gonna
your
say,
death
would like
total?
to know our total number?
Yeah.
25.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty normal. And Japan was on the forefront of it, right? We were right in the face of it. So,
So we have had 1,855 total combined cases. Out of that, 25 died to
yeah.
this. Out
Yeah.
of a population of what was it, 4 to 5 million, and apparently we had nearly a million tests of this shit.
Yeah. Well, and that's of course what that's 25.25% of your population. As far as not even, it's like
Yeah, that
point
even got the
0.
thing, right?
Yeah.
And
But
then a tiny percentage of that actually died of it. It is
mm,
minuscule.
it is. So it's kind of odd when you have, of course, Booster's a bit away from it, but here in Japan, we're right in the face of it. But
Mm.
literally, I can take a boat and be in China in, a few hours, right?
Mm.
So how is it that you have so little impact on us, but yet America is just absolutely disheveled?
Because they're all
Politics.
fucking insane there.
I think so.
I don't know what to tell you. You Americans, you're nuts.
Yeah.
It's politics. My wife's been a frontline worker since the very beginning. The hospital's never come close to being overwhelmed. The vast majority, she said over 95% of the people who died from COVID didn't die from COVID. They died with COVID. Um, it's been a nothing but a political shit show. The Democrats used it as a ball to try and get rid of Trump. That's all they care about. They would literally watch the whole country be nuked from space if
Mhm.
it meant Trump was gone. They
Yeah.
hate him that much.
It
They
is
would love to
crazy.
watch his family be jailed or murdered. They're completely obsessed with this hatred for Donald Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do have to get to the chat because there's some funny things being said in there. After the Gamertron says, I have a really nice basement, though. Of course, I call it a dungeon, but potato. Yeah, I get that.
Cozy
Blizzard.
sex dungeon.
That's the joke, yeah. Nick he says Blizzard was named after a white snowstorm. What a bunch of races. Fair enough.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Claudio, this is a little bit terrifying, Booster. He says,
Claudia.
I always wanted a basement. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh my God. He's gonna be the Hispanic Ted Bundy.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Elrond says these people are angry for pay. They know it gets them attention and it gets them jobs with other leftist-run companies. That lady probably voting Trump. Maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Dave said you could build a first floor and then surround it in earth. I could. That's an idea. Yeah. Nick says Chris Nolan is a toxic cis white male. Never forget Dark Knight Rises was pro-police propaganda, Chester. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It was also a pretty crap movie.
Yeah, well, Gamertron says, I decided to build my own theater, still in progress, but I don't think Nolan would let me show his movie in my theater. Probably not. Probably not. That's fair. Slow
What
Boats
are you
China.
gonna show? Digital movies? Puh.
Yeah. Ed Rodman says movie studios love COVID. The home market is profit. Putting movies in theaters is basically renting screens. Yeah. I'm the Hispanic Al Bundy. Al Bundy. Thank you
Oh,
very much for that correction, Claudio. Anyway, anyway, back to this movie as we get distracted because of Booster. Yeah, from what I understand, it's actually a pretty solid flick. It's a good 7 movie. It's a 6-7
it's
movie. It's
Christopher Nolan. He has a way with movies. He's good at it
yeah, I think
most
so.
of the time.
But no one's watching because the theaters are closed. It sounds like it's too bad. It's too
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
I think another problem with this movie is the name, right?
Yeah, well,
Um,
Tenet. What does it mean?
well,
David Tennant, get out of here.
I like David Tennant, but
Me too.
I think most Americans would hear that, and the first thing that comes to their mind would be the homophone version of it, meaning a person who lives in an apartment or a person who rents. But of course, this is a different spelling, and this means the agenda or the main point of a thing, right? The tenet of it. But it's just a really badly named movie. It's very badly named.
Hmm.
I mean, why didn't they call it like Time Twist or something simple? I don't know. Because if you understand the premise of the movie, that makes more sense than Tenet. What do you think, Thunder? What do you think about the
I
name?
saw precisely 0 ads for this movie.
Uh,
Didn't even know it existed till somebody told somebody. I think it was while we were streaming said something about it.
Hmm.
Um, I think the main problem is a lot of Americans have completely tuned out during all this. They're
yeah,
not watching the TVs like they were. They're not even really on social media like they were. Their traffic's down. I
yeah,
don't know what they're doing, but they're not clocked in like they were. I think a lot of people, a very large number, a scary number to the media, is just done. They're done with the media in all its forms, whether it's
yeah,
Hollywood movies, whatever. Probably an amount that people would be shocked to hear. I don't know what it is, but I know I'm that way. I have no interest in any movies coming out.
yeah.
I have no interest in watching anything on television except, and the things that I do want to watch are all on streaming services like The Boys or stuff like
Boys.
that. Uh, there's just they've you can only take so much of their actual literal consumer abuse before you're just like, all right, that's I'm done. I don't
Yeah.
need you in my life. There's a litany of other stuff I can do. Whether that be reading books, like I just bought the entire Lord of the Rings series again because I lost
Nice.
my set I had. Whether it be just playing video games that have nothing to do with them or whatever, going outside, spending time with the family, whatever it is people want to do. I think people have started to really pick up hobbies again and do things like that don't require to be plugged in. So I think a lot of the problem is this movie was horribly marketed. I never saw it, and I'm on social media all the time. Well, not all the time, but often. And I never saw anything about it till people started saying the review for it's in. I was like, for what? What is this? Never even heard of it. Didn't even know Nolan was making a new movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
they
That's true.
really dropped the ball on outreach, and it's probably not their fault because of what happened with COVID. It's going to take all new marketing strategies because, like I'm telling you, a lot of people have cut this stuff out of their life. They're not interested.
Well, there are other things to do, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I I live my life generally off media. Matter of fact, the only time I'm really on the computer is when I'm here with you guys. And a couple of days, nights a week before I go to bed, I might play a video game. But other than that, I'm really not on the media at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are some interesting comments here in the chat. Game of Tron says the name is probably as bad as the Shawshank Redemption in terms of what Tenet means to the audience. Well, yeah, but the Shawshank Redemption catches your attention. Tenet is confusing, and I do get the idea there that Nick that Tenet is spelled the same backwards as forwards. Get it? Brilliant, and that does that. Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah because they can reverse time. There's some like technology that lets them do that.
And backwards?
hmm hmm Okay, the booster was excited for half a second. Moving on,
Whoa.
and like unless Slick has some comment he wants to add to it. No, he's eating. He's still eating. It's okay. All right, boom. This right here is a picture of the Proud Boys.
I see
Just
racists.
you do,
I see a
especially the
very tall man. That's what I
yes,
see.
very tall man, and I
That is a
see
cool son
one
of a
of their
bitch. I would have
leaders right there in front.
followed.
I just brought this up real quick because this past week or so has been since the debate. They've been on and on and on about the Proud Boys being these incredible racists, but you do realize there in this picture right here, there is a black man up front. He's one of their leaders. There's two or
He's
three
the leader.
Latinos there. I know there's Asians involved.
Yeah.
This is a multi-racial group,
Yeah.
but yet they're white supremacists.
Well, of course, because they dare to oppose the global homo of the left, so they must be smeared as the worst thing
Did you
that they
say
could be.
global homo?
He did.
Yeah.
hmm
Uh, they must be smeared as the worst possible thing they could be, when in reality, they're centrist, left-leaning centrists, most of them. That's the truth. Like, you can talk to them, and that's what they want. They want a world very similar to what we had, 12 years ago. They don't want, anything radically different from what they grew up in. They don't want, they're not like far-right fascists or whatever. They don't want any of that. They just want America the way America was their whole life, pretty much,
Yeah.
up until
Ooh, it
Obama
makes
came, and
sense.
ever since then, it's been a downward spiral of change. Um, it's ridiculous that anybody in the media, including Donald Trump, would fall for the. I don't think he did. I just don't think he knows what he's talking about when it comes to them. Would fall for the lie that they're white supremacists when they're quite literally led by a Hispanic black guy. He's like half Cuban, half black, or something like that. It's preposterous. They're not white supremacists. They never were. They were founded by Gavin McInnes, who is
Yep.
basically a liberal. I mean, he just is. He's a fiscally conservative liberal. That's what he is.
He's a punk. I mean,
Yeah.
as in punk music, punk is what he is. Yeah. But no, of course they're not at all. The silliest thing, and the tall white dude, I know exactly how he feels. I understand your
He's a
life,
white
brother.
supremacist. He is superior to everybody there.
Yeah, don't
Look
piss
at him.
him off. Yeah, it'll tear you apart. But it is kind of an outrageous statement of what's going on, and I don't think Trump really knows who they are. But then
No.
again, Trump is Trump is Trump. I mean, he is a bit detached. I mean, he's the president. He's a billionaire. It is what it is. Although when he gets down and talks to you face to face, that blue collarness comes out in him, and that's why he's so
Yeah.
beloved because he ultimately is the blue collar billionaire. Is what he is, right? But I'm not going to stick on this very long. It's just this picture right here should tell you a lot. There are multiple different races in this picture alone. This is not
Mhm.
a white group. And the one thing you really could knock on them about is the fact that they are open misogynists. Open. But they never complain about that. It's always they're white supremacists for some reason. It's weird. Anyway, moving on. This is for Booster too. Go ahead, Booster.
All right, what do we have? Artist Logan Kewer shares lingerie put up with C7's Tifa. Oh my god.
Well, now we know Booster loves him some Tifa. He's a big fan. Big fan.
Oh yeah,
And
dude, you got big titties. And I like that in a woman.
yes, you do. That's pretty. That's nice. Oh, that's okay. With some more stuff from the movie. People, from the game, I mean, people are complaining about her tatas being too small. I don't think they're very small.
That-
They're pretty nice.
That's a pretty good size if you ask me.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes,
they're not
absolutely.
like gigantic like they probably
You,
originally
you could wrap them around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
get a handful.
right, that's right. Here's some little pictures, but these are the ones that Booster wants right here. Let's get into it. Boom. All right. Ooh. Well, there you go,
Oh my god.
Booster. There you go. She's looking sexy. Oh, nice.
All right, I might need a minute.
He might
I'll be
need a
right.
minute.
I will be right
He'll be
back.
right back, folks. All right. Oh, Booster, you shouldn't have left. You missed it. Damn. Thundero, comments?
Yes. Wonderful. And I had to mute Jimmy because the noise was driving me nuts. But yeah, that's spectacular.
Yeah, that's nice. We got. Let's see what else we got down here. We got another one. We got another one. Eh.
Nah.
Oh, here, this will be better. Oh, okay. All right. Hold on a second. All right,
my.
now. All right, this is better. That's better. Where did Booster go?
I come back and we got this. I might need to take another 2 minutes. Oh my god.
Why did you mute me? Just say, Jim, shut up, and I will shut up.
I think that
Takes-
he's-
takes
that's not
extra
good. I
long
like
time
that.
when it just takes 2 clicks.
Yeah, okay. Well, there we go. So they got the, let's go back to the full body one there. That one, Booster, which one's best? That one, this one. Oh, this is dumb. No, that's out of the vote. That's out. So we got 1, 2, or 3. 1,
2.
2, or 3. 2?
2 is first. Yep.
2.
Mm.
All right. It has been voted. Although I kind of like the classic. I'm kind of good with the
I
classic.
like classy.
Yeah,
Good
I'm good
fries
with that.
and
I'm
everything.
good with that.
Mhm.
Game of Thrones says, remember, Booster, lubricate.
Lubricate. Nah. Booster likes it dry and rough.
Sandpaper. He's a sandpaper boy, is what he is. Everyone says 2 in the chat. All right, fine. Chester's wrong again.
People like the 2s.
All right, fine, dude. There you go. There you go. 2 wins. It wins. Don't knock the
Well, just
Honeybee
has
Girl
kind of-
costume version. Yes, I will, Armoron. I will knock it. Even
It kinda
Kima
has,
votes
like-
2. Damn it.
It has Tifa's vibe to it. That's probably, also it's super sexy, but it
It
looks
is
like
super
Tifa.
sexy. She's sweating too. She's sweaty, Booster. Do you like them sweaty?
Oh, yeah, all musky and smelly. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, I want them to smell like my armpits when I'm done with them.
Oh yeah. Well, that's actually kind of funny when
Yeah.
you kind of just kind of rub that armpit up in there. They women love that shit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, nice little interlude. Let's get back to it here, right here, which is going to bring me into my TFT segment. So, Booster. Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds has spot.
Oh, you went out
Oh,
there on us.
am I a little bit
Yeah, go ahead, try it again.
Let me try again. Maha! Ryan Reynolds has a spot-on response after Rick Moranis got sucker punched. Can I say a death penalty for the man who did this to Rick Moranis?
Yeah, I would
Slowly
agree.
and painfully.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we do have a picture of the fella.
In fact,
kinda.
I have a great idea. Get
Right
that big giant Viking son of a bitch that's the Proud Boy, and just let him punch him to death. Just punch him till he's dead. That's how he should die.
in the public square. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing, I'm going to get into it here in a minute with my little presentation I got for our TFT segment. But one thing, we've been seeing a lot of craziness being done in the name of black people. And of course, it's not fair. Not all black people are bad. Obviously not. But there's been a lot of really ugly things coming out of the black community this past year. It's been bad. But I don't know that you could have done anything worse than punch Rick Moranis in the face and knock him out. I mean, could we choose a person who would have been more offensive to do that to? A beloved American who we all would have loved to have seen in so many more movies, but because his wife died, he had to go take care of his family, and we haven't seen him since. Right? Such a beloved character, and you're just going to sucker punch this guy out because he's white, just a white man on the street. How dare he?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, can anybody name a person who would have been more offensive to do this to?
No.
Jesus Christ.
Even that, because Jesus can take it.
Yeah, Jesus would have knocked
Bob
him out.
Ross. Imagine
No.
that. Imagine like
If he's
punching a
punching
Bob Ross
corpses,
figure or
then
something.
everybody's in play.
Yeah, that's gotta be like, hey, what the hell, dude? I dug up this son of a bitch.
I really hate his paintings.
You soft ass voice, you dumb little thing. Come here. That's hate. That is
I
hate.
can't think of anybody more universally beloved as a cult in American culture for anybody over the age of 30 than Rick Moranis. Like everybody loves Rick Moranis.
Yep.
Everybody. Nobody dislikes. I've never met that person. I don't want to meet that person because you're scum. That's why. Go away.
So that I'm going to take as a segue. All right. Therefore, seeing as it is a segue, Let me go over here and switch into our TFT mode. You guys ready? I have an intro. I'm going to play an intro. Boom.
Let's do it.
All right. So here we go. Let's get into this here. And I'm not going to apologize for anything, by the way. I do have some other things on my show a little bit later, but let's get into this. Boom. Now, you guys can see this on the other side when I'm showing to the folks, but I want to talk a little bit about Afrocentrism. Now, I'm going to give a little presentation here, and then we'll talk about it amongst ourselves. This is for our TFT segment, and you say, well, isn't TFT usually for conspiracy theory and stuff like that? Well, give me a minute. Now, you see up here, we have a strong, proud Egyptian queen in front of us. And of course, this is not new. This has been going on for quite a while. Matter of fact, it can be kind of linked back to the 60s, really. Although there were some writers who did some stuff in the 30s and such that I think were built upon by certain people during the civil rights movement in the 60s. But of course, this is definitely a nice reference to that time. And of course, in more modern, before all this craziness has been going on here in 2020, was the whole "We Was Kangs" movement, right? Who is responsible for this Afrocentrism thing that's been going on, and what is it, and why is it wrong? Yeah, okay. Here's a fella. His name, he was born Arthur Lee Smith Jr. You probably never heard of him, never seen his face, because even if you do know his face, you probably don't recognize that name because he changed his name because he's Molefi Kete Asante now. Right. And this guy was involved with kind of Black Panther movement and all that kind of stuff coming out of the 60s and 70s. And he's the one that's really made Afrocentrism a thing. The reason why you see so many universities have Black culture studies and all that kind of stuff is coming out of this man, this one guy right here. I know you don't know who he is, but this is the dude. All right. And this guy has had an incredible effect. You have to give him credit for that. He has had a just enormous effect on the Western world, right? And I'm going to get into what he's trying to say, what this whole Afrocentrism thing is in a minute. But generally, it's coming off the idea that back to the slavery thing that started in America. This whole 1619 project you've been hearing about recently and probably don't know anything about, it's playing directly into his ideas. Matter of fact, he's a big proponent of the 1619 project, and he's directly involved, of course. He's in his 70s right now. What is this stating? What is this whole idea? Well, the idea is the Black people were brought over as slaves in 1619. They were technically would have been indentured servants, and of course they failed to mention that the amount of slaves actually bought in America. And keep in mind, they never talk about all the other blacks in Central America or the Caribbean or in South America. That never comes up. It's only America. It's only America. Right, and they don't mention that about 250,000 slaves were sold in America, and the fact that about 250,000 indentured servants were brought over from Britain at the same time. That never gets mentioned. Now, by the end of 1865 and the end of the Civil War, of course, there were around 4 million blacks and slaves in America that were freed. But when we had our little Revolutionary War there, and old Jefferson doing his little thing, they put a law in place you could no longer buy slaves, right, from outside the country. So the only thing that survived until the Civil War was inside the country. But nevertheless, they don't mention any of this aside things. It's just starting out with the slavery, and because of the slavery in America, and worse yet, they're freeing of the slaves in 1860s, which I know that sounds weird. The Black people were driven insane by their lack of understanding of their history, and they were forced to be Americans. And it's a need to return to the African roots that are important to everything. And that's where it really starts. Of course, this is talking about August 1619 with the indentured servitudes coming over. There were some blacks in there, mainly whites. Keep that in mind. This is talking more about down in Jamestown and stuff like that. It's not talking about the Puritans at all. But of course, they don't distinguish this. They never do. Right now, we've had some very strong proponents of this idea, even before the 1619 project of today has become so popular. Spike Lee, I mean, just name a celebrity, they're all on board with it. But you have some other people that have been going for a long while. We have Dana Owens, or better yet, known as Queen Latifah. She's been pushing this Afrocentrism since she, started. Another big name that's been involved in this, of course, is O'Shea Jackson, or Ice Cube. He's a big fan of Afrocentrism, by the way. But of course, the problem that comes up with all of this, and especially in today, is how do we go from a concept that's saying, all right, let's look back at our roots in Africa and let's embrace them, which isn't necessarily a bad thing at all, right? How did we go from that possible thinking into what we have today? Of course, what we have today is this. This isn't helping anyone. This isn't furthering your cause. What it's doing is it's distancing people from you, right? This is absolutely the wrong way to go. But yet it's what they're doing. And even when they embrace these supposed roots, what they're doing is, instead of saying, okay, let's look what Africa has, this is our ancestral heritage, and how can we embrace this? Many cultures do this. From people all over the world do this, and that's not wrong with it. I mean, I love to study about Norway and Ireland, all the Celtic peoples, but I'm not Norwegian. I'm American, right? And the problem with it is, instead of them just focusing on Africa itself and their involvement with it, what they do is they oppose themselves to European centrism, as they say. But so it isn't something that they're just embracing themselves. It's an opposition. It's a fight, you see. And this is their mistake from the very beginning, because they said the black people were indoctrinated, black people were made to be European centric. But the problem is, with that argument, Europeans aren't even European centric. We're not. We do state we take democracy and ideas from Greece and stuff, but that's not where we are. We're Christian cultures. And where does Christianity come from? Is that European? Oh, no, it's from the Middle East, right? So our culture actually is heavily staunched in Mesopotamia and Egypt, not Europe at all. So they're battling against something that isn't even real. Yeah. And I try to keep this as short as possible, but let me just make a little bit of a comparisons here. Here we have an example of a ladies, prayer group at a church somewhere in America. There you go, American black ladies, right? Here we have an example of the Congo. Now, clearly, these black people don't look like these black people. And of course, it's because they're not. Black Americans aren't any more African than I am Norwegian. I'm a mixed race. I'm partially Norwegian, Scottish, and Irish, just like pretty much every other American. We are the quintessential melting pot. We are not a thing. Now, we can enjoy our heritage, but this is kind of nonsense. You're not African at all. You're American, right? And if we go to talk about Egypt, because that's their main focus, they don't talk about Ethiopia. They don't talk about some of the other things in Africa. It's always about Egypt. They were in charge of Egypt. They were the bosses of Egypt. They built Egypt. It's their only claim to fame. But of course, it's not even really true. If you study Egypt, of course, now keep in mind, Egypt is the Greek name for the place after the Ptolemies took over. Talk about one of the generals of Alexander, right? And of course, the last Ptolemy to hold power in Egypt was the famous Cleopatra, right? They're Greeks, and they called it Egypt because that's their word for it. But historically, it's called Kem or Kemet, right? And the Cometians were considered the most cosmopolitan people of the ancient world. They boasted 47 distinct races within their borders. They were not any one thing. They were everything, just like all the centers of the world are today, right? They were very, very cosmopolitan, or diverse, as the word today we like to use. The problem I think a lot of these Afrocentrics people are doing is they're making a fight. They're not enjoying their heritage. They just want to be in opposition. They want to. It's white hatred. It's racism is what it is. And it's strong and hateful and becoming more and more violent. But the thing that these American people of African heritage need to understand: you're not African. You never were African. You are American. And until you realize that and stop blaming everyone else for your problems and start taking responsibility, you're going to do nothing but fail and burn in fire, as we see day after day after day. This whole Afrocentrism thing, if it were simply about your heritage, would be fine. But that's not what it's about. It has nothing to do with Africa whatsoever. What it is about hatred and trying to find something that you can use to destroy what you consider your enemy. But let me give you a little bit of an opinion from a black man, who's not me. I'm a white dude. From white dude, and the fact that we don't care. I don't spend my days thinking about black people or yellow people or purple people or red people. I don't give a shit, right? I don't. Why
Well,
do you
now
spend
in
your
fairness,
entire
Chester,
life concerning yourself about me?
that's only partially true because your family is yellow people and you care about them.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. We don't give
I
a
know.
shit, man. We don't give a shit, dude.
If we
We really
discovered
don't.
purple people, I'd be thinking about them a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Just
Anyway,
looking, because walking around, that'd be disturbing as shit.
now you guys saw that little presentation I put up. What do you think?
I agree with you.
I think you're racist. How dare you?
It's fantastic, Chester. Do it again.
Do it again? No, I can't. No. But I mean, uh, it's
Encore.
it's really sad though. It's really sad to me because, you know, like I said, I have a mix of Irish, Scottish, and Norwegian in me. I probably lean more toward enjoying the Norwegian stuff, but I do have studied and try to understand all of it. But I'm not that though. It's just a heritage, right?
Yeah.
And most people in the world, particularly in America, we enjoy studying those things. And if you want to study about your African heritage, cool, dude, rock on. But it's not what they're doing, though. It's about hatred. Louis Farrakhan, Malcolm X, these are all part of the Afrocentrism. And it's just about hate. Man, that's not good for you, dude. That is bad for your soul.
Yes,
So,
it's true. I try and, I can be pretty radical sometimes. But one of the things I struggle with as a man is not letting myself hate my enemies. It's very hard, and I don't always succeed, but it's a goal of mine because it's bad for me. And it's got nothing to do with them. When you allow yourself to give in to your base desire, your base emotion of hatred, and it will control you. It'll consume you. All that stupid stuff we hear in like Star Wars movies or in philosophy, that's all true. It's all true. It will lead you to a dark place, and you'll become just like the murderers or the killers or the whatever, the bad people in the world. They didn't start there, most of them. Some people did, but most of them didn't. They started with a bad decision, and they didn't veer off that course. And allowing yourself to be consumed by hatred and envy and all these negative emotions will always lead you there.
yeah.
Always. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you keep going down that path, you're going to a dark place, a bad place, a place you don't want to be in, at least right now. Maybe in the time you'll want to be there, but right now you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And I think that entire thing, like you said, it's based on hatred. That hatred is based on envy, because for whatever reason, I've seen this in black friends and black people I know. Not all of them, but a lot of them feel like they're pieces of crap. They don't necessarily directly say it, but they think it, and you can tell they think it by the way they behave, by the reactions to things. Like it's not how a secure person would behave. And I think that's tragic. And that's all because we have a society, quote unquote, we live in a society that teaches them that they're victims, that they have no power, that white people are holding them down, that white people care about holding them down. None of that's true. It's just not true. There might be some instances here or there of a white person in power being overzealous or whatever. or being an actual racist, but they're super rare. They're few and far between, and everybody knows it. It's not these people who pretend like we're living under some, like LeBron James talking about black people are scared to walk out of their house. Shut up. They're
Yeah.
not.
No.
They absolutely are not. Maybe if they're living in a bad neighborhood, yeah. But they're not afraid that a white man's going to roll up and shoot them. It's
No.
just not true.
Because it doesn't happen. The opposite
Yeah.
does, though.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
the second they step out the door, it's where you going, boy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's 1920s America, and the Klan
This
still
is
got 4
murder
million
country
members.
now.
Yeah, but see, even 1920s America wasn't like that.
I know, but they genuinely like
They genuinely think that, yeah.
the media genuinely promotes the KKK and these groups like they're that big, like they're so powerful and dangerous, and we have to shut them down when there's like 3,000 KKK members in the whole country, if that. It's preposterous. They've won. They just don't know how to win. Just like they don't know how to lose, they don't know how to win because they're bad people. That's why they don't have any honor.
Yeah.
See, people who are honorable, good sportsmen, they know how to win and to do so with honor. They don't, because that's not who they are. They sacrificed it a long time ago for victory, and I don't know how you beat that. I don't know how we change that in them. I don't think we can. I think the best solution, I've promoted it long enough, is separation. People like that can just go where they already live, most of them. Just stay there. We'll take everything else. You have fun. You don't want to live here anyway. You call it flyover country.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can have
I
the
mean-
president on weekends.
On the weekends. Yeah, that's right. That sounds like a sad memory reference there. Yeah, no,
Joke's on you. My dad never visited.
Aw, aw. It kind of brings to mind some of these things we see where you get a lot of people complaining is why when white people walk on the street and they see black people behind them, they cross the street. Well, first of all, it's not just white people; it's all people who aren't criminals cross the street, and I wonder why that is. I wonder what has caused that. Is it because they don't like black people, or is it because they're afraid something bad's going to happen? Because over 50% of all crime is from black people. I wonder. It's like Michelle Obama getting up there and saying all these white flight people, people leaving communities and black people moving. It's racism. No, it's not. The crime starts raising. It starts becoming an unsafe place. So they move on to greener pastures. This has nothing to do with white people. All normal people will do that, of every color. Michelle Obama.
Including black people. You think the Obamas
Yeah.
live in the hood?
I guarantee. Of course they don't.
No, they live. I believe they live in Nantucket or one of those islands like that up there.
Yeah, they have a big
in
house
like a
right on the
$30 million
water.
house or something like that.
How do you do, fellow
ridiculous.
blacks?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's funny because he built a house right on the water. I guess global warming isn't. He's not worried
He's not worried about it there. No, everywhere else it'll happen, but not there.
Yeah. Slick.
Oh Lord, he's done.
It's what I try to
Yes, sir. What
Oh,
do you
there's, like-
want?
Oh, I want to give your opinion on it before I go to boosters and then it ends the show.
Refresh. Somebody sent me a text. I was replying.
Oh, we're just talking about the concept of Afrocentrism and
Talking
how
about the blacks.
it's
I
really
think Afrocentrism is what you're saying. It's super unhealthy for American blacks. They need to embrace their history, warts and all, and they need to move forward. And
Embrace the whites.
I'm going to use an example. I have a friend. His name's Travis. He's a Navajo. Now, Travis's family prides itself on never have taken any government assistance, although they can have everything paid for. But he sees a lot of his family who does that, like extended family, who do that, and they become dependent upon the government. They could become bitter. They become alcoholics, drunks. All the ills of people who are subject people. That's what happens to them. But he and his family, his immediate family, are all successes because they said, we're not going to do this. We're not going to live by the past. And I know another guy who's Ute, and he's in the same thing. The problem is blacks wallow in their past. They were slaves, and they can't get past it. And then people are like, well, that's your privilege. Well, I know plenty of blacks who have gotten past it, and they don't act that way. They don't act like there's something that's owed them, and they have this burden they have to carry around of their history. They act like they're normal human beings that have the ability to do anything that anybody else can do, and it's just a mindset. And you don't understand because you're white. Well, no, I understand because I'm a human being, and that's the thing. You have all the ability.
say black
You have
son of
all the
human.
ability, especially in this country, to rise. You can rise. And I'm going to use another example. I was in Yellowstone just the other day. I saw Hispanics. I saw Polynesians. I saw lots of Asians, and they're like the smallest minority in our country. White people. I saw Native Americans. I saw one black person, and she was with a white guy. One black person. Now, what that says to me is they don't get outside their box.
No.
They stay where they think they're comfortable, and they won't be attacked, and they can guard their borders. Now, I'm not saying that all black people are like that. Of course not, they're not. But heaven's sakes, I saw thousands of people 2 days ago. Thousands. They were all over the place. And I saw one black person. And I couldn't believe it. I was looking around, and I thought I'd see more. I saw Indians. I saw people I saw Arabs. You know, all these people, one black person.
Now that is a fair point. They do kind of fester in their communities, and in the community they have this opinion of the white man's got to keep them down. They have this very negative urban legend, really, about white people. And some you see some blacks who get on the news or YouTube or what have you and talk about the experience when they went out into the world and actually met white people or non-blacks for the first time, and how different they were compared to what they were taught as children inside those boxes, as you put it. This is a big problem. It is a big problem. But taking that festering that has been going on for so long and bringing it into a point where they've been given free reign in certain areas in America to do whatever they want, we see what happens. Racism, rampant racism.
Look how they grabbed onto the idea of Wakanda. First of all, fictional place made by a white Jew. And they went with it. Like, Wakanda was real. I mean, like, well, you have Zimbabwe, you have Timbuktu, you have Kush.
Not very black, but okay, yeah. Anyway.
Well, what I mean, there are darker skinned people. There was the Nubian kingdom. Go and run with that. All right. Go look for those things. Don't try to make up some utopian place where you have you have the advantage over everybody on the planet, and then think that's a real thing, and then act like it's a real thing.
Well,
you look ridiculous.
Well, maybe they should go to Africa and build it.
Yeah, go back to Africa. Go back to Liberia. We set up a country there for you. See if you can fix it, because you sure freaking screwed it up.
That's fair. I really wasn't making the go back to Africa comment, but just meaning if that's something they want so badly, maybe they should go build it. I mean, Africa could use it. They could use it.
They certainly could. But I mean, there are places in Africa that are actually rising right now. They're doing better than they were
until war comes, and then it all falls down again.
Well,
don't get me on Africa. I'm not here to talk about Africa. I'm talking about America.
Yeah, that's land wars in Asia and just Africa, period.
If things keep going the way they're going, America's going to start to look a whole lot more like Africa.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Or the Balkans.
Yeah. But the thing I would really try to make, the point I'm trying to make here is the fact that there is no need for you to be African American. You're just American. And Americans need to come to an understanding of this. We are American. We are unified under a flag, not a color, not a culture, a flag. And underneath that flag, we have proven that we are capable of great things. We are capable of horrible things too, but we are capable of doing amazing things. Do keep in mind that certain inventions that did come out of Europe, sure, but certain inventions have changed the world. But the simple truth of the matter is, America has dragged the world kicking and screaming into this modern age. America has done that. Nobody else has done that. Now, there's people that are making money off of what America has done, and that's fine. But America did that. America is a thing that should be hallowed in your heart as an American. Now, it doesn't mean other people and all the cultures aren't great and aren't cool and can't do good things, because they have and will, and into the future, I am sure. But we really need to come together as a country. And as long as we have all of this cultural separation, this ideology, it's going to do nothing but make your lives worse. I cannot find one single example from any celebrity or any mouthpiece of some movement that is going to do anything to make America a happier, healthier place. Not one. Especially not Afrocentrism, and especially not Spike Lee's version of it. So I don't know what we need to do about it. Maybe Thundero's ideas of simply just separating, but that doesn't seem like a solution. That seems like it seems like a patch, right? Um, I don't know. And some people say this has been brewing for a long time, but I don't think that's true either. There used to be a time in America where the black community was just like any other community. The civil rights movement is really what's killed the black community. And I don't know. Booster, do you have any opinions on this whatsoever?
Yeah. Any black people listening? BLM, New Zealand is around. I don't know these crackers.
There you
Uh,
go. Fair enough.
I barely even
basically,
like them.
basically, Booster's a coward.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
true. Yeah. Anyway,
No, here's what I want. Here's what I when I say separation, I don't mean separation by race. Well, that's basically how it's going to break down, but that's not really the intention. The intention is separation by the way people view the world. Anybody who has this power over everything, one group's perpetually the victims and can never be the oppressor, any of that Marxist nonsensical nonsense. They can go where they're already living in a few places anyway. Let them be their own independent country. They don't like America anyway. They don't like the American Constitution, the flag, the anthem. They don't like none of that stuff. So fine, go do whatever you want. Call it whatever you want. I don't even care. You can make any rules you want, but I'm not going to be associated with it.
yeah, they can have
That's what I want.
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago's theirs. They can
There you
join
go.
Canada if they want. I don't care.
Yeah.
The Southern California, except for maybe like San Diego, all theirs. Yours, take it. I don't care. I don't even care. Well, it's either that or one of three things are going to happen. They're going to come to dominate everybody and put in complete totalitarianism in America because that's what they want.
Yeah.
And the only reason they're mad at Trump's COVID response is because he didn't do that. There's going to be a ridiculously bloody civil war with potentially 100 million Americans dead. Or it's going to happen in 50 years by itself anyway because the ethnic disparities aren't going to just go away, especially if all we ever do is talk about them. So there'll never be a unifying moment again in the country. And it'll happen on its own. It'll just happen slowly in a road. The Union will erode. I think the best option is to just be adults, look at this, realize we don't want to get along. It's not that we can't, we don't want to. We hate each other. It's just the truth. The right does not like the left at all, or anybody on it, and the right and the left, right back at them. You've seen it all. Anybody paying any attention to social media at all has seen the reaction to Trump getting sick, wishing for him to die.
Yeah.
At gleeful, at almost orgasmic at the thought of him not being able to be president anymore before the election. Like, it's gross and disgusting stuff, and it's not going to get better. It's never going to get better. The more diverse we become, while only ever talking about diversity, the worse it's going to get. So I think the people who see this coming, and by the way, there was a poll that just came out. I just saw it. That just came out a couple days ago. 62% of Americans think we're heading for a civil war in the next 5 years. It's inevitable. 50% have already started preparing for it.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's over. The union's done. It's not about what's the solution. There is no solution. It's time to divorce. The differences are irreconcilable. They want Marxism of some description. The rest of the country doesn't. I don't want to be ruled by them. They don't want to be ruled by me, as we've seen. Just somebody as milquetoast politically as Trump. Yeah, he says things that are, abrasive, but his actual policies are pretty simple, centrist, lefty stuff.
They're
by
quite
and large.
liberal, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not enough. That's still not good enough for him. So no, I don't want to live with him at all. Period. I want him gone out of my life and out of my country.
Well, that's certainly not something I want to see happen, but I recognize that a lot of people are thinking that way. Yeah, so I guess to wrap it up, the whole Afrocentrism thing, and why I consider it a conspiracy theory, is the fact that it's not actual Afrocentrism at all. Because if that were that, it would be like someone who is really proud of their Italian heritage and likes to decorate their home in the Italian way or something like that. This is pure, unadulterated racism. It's being used as a weapon to hit back. And one of the things I've always found interesting about Afrocentrism, and particularly the 1619 project that's kind of come up more recently, is the fact that they seem to be bereft of understanding that slavery has been amongst humanity since the beginning. There is only one group on this planet, one, that have never been enslaved. Can you name them? Anybody?
Me.
You.
Dead
Yes.
people?
No. The the Japanese.
Oh yeah.
The Japanese have never fallen under slavery. And now you could say
They
that
make
the
rubber
American
slaves. They keep killing themselves.
they wouldn't make very good
They
slaves,
just
that's
keep
true.
seppukuing every time. It's like,
That's
oh,
true.
another one's gone. Oh, they're rubbish. They won't work. They just
Yeah, and it's odd that you say that because there is a connection. I know you were making a joke, but there's a connection to that. Why did the modern slave trade? Because understand, slavery has been going on for a very long time. Everybody of all racial groups have been enslaved at one time or another. It's a human evil that we can't seem to get away with. There's slavery today, right? They say more than in any one moment in history before, simply because of the large population on the planet. But keep in mind the reason why blacks were brought in. Why did they bring blacks in? Because they were already doing some slavery. Matter of fact, Christopher Columbus, 1492, that guy, he he gets a lot of shit. It's undeserved, by the way. But Christopher Columbus wrote a lot of letters and stuff to the king and queen of Spain asking for help because there was slavery going on and it was out of control and he wanted to stop it, just like rape and other things he gets accused of, he was actually trying to stop, right? And the reason why blacks were brought in was because the Native Americans were shit slaves. They were depressed. They had no culture of it. They had no understanding of it. Although they did have slavery, but they would usually keep for a little while and then murder them. Same thing with
just
the Europeans.
rubbish slaves. It's like,
They were
it's not
rubbish.
doing anything.
They weren't. They were horrible. They get depressed and they literally die from depression.
Is
Well,
there like a phone line? It's like, hell, yeah, my slave isn't working. Have you tried turning it off and on again? It just sir, you can return your slave. We'll get you a new one.
Well, no, but it's true because they started building the plantations all throughout the Central America and stuff like that.
Hell.
And
I'm
it came
going
to
to
America
hell.
eventually. You are. It's coming to America eventually after that. But that's the reason why they started bringing blacks over, was because the Native Americans were just no good at slavery. Now, of course, up in North America, the British were trying to clean out their country of all they considered the undesirable poor, which is where Australia comes into play, right? Because a lot of those so-called criminals, well, they weren't really criminals; they were just poor people, right? And they did it in America as
Same
well.
thing.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
Same thing.
But white people make fine slaves, so they had no trouble with that. But
Right,
the
we're absolute ripper slaves. We're just awesome.
Yeah, we were pretty good slaves. But in the Central America and places like that, they were trying to use the natives and it didn't work. So that's why the whole thing started. It just is ironic to me, if that's the right word, that they're going on and on and on about it. But they seem to coming from this premise that was the beginning of slavery. Literally, the Americans created slavery, which is insane because the people who actually enslaved them were other black Africans and sold them to Arabs, and the Arabs sold them to us.
I have literally met a person who unironically said white people invented slavery.
Yeah,
They
it's
just
like,
kind
what
of
are you
came up with it.
talking about, dude? The
Seen
word
white people
slave
walk around
comes
like,
from the
"Oh, I got this.
Slav.
I just got this great idea, dude." So like, what?
You
It's
did.
like, those things I don't want to do. Make the blacks do it. Oh my god, that's cheap.
But what if they don't want to do it?
Incredible.
Well, just whip them. They'll do it.
Yeah, I
Problem
guess.
solved.
That's oh man. Oh, you're gonna win a Nobel Peace
Mhm.
Prize for that.
Priest.
Prize.
Oh, these people are insane.
Yeah. Eric
Well,
says,
just the other day, Chester,
Mhm.
the Math Association of America, I believe is its full name,
Uh-huh.
put out a big long article, a big long
Oh.
piece about how effectively math is racist,
Uh-huh.
and it was created, their
Uh-huh.
words, by humans with
What?
biases.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
I just,
How do you even
my
come to that
brain still
conclusion?
to now just short circuits when I hear people who are supposedly mathematicians say that math was created. That's
Yeah.
not how that works. In fact,
No,
that's not how
math
any
is
of it
kind of
works.
Figured it
universal.
out.
I get your point. We did figure it out. But so who are they blaming for that? Is that the Indians or the later Arabs who perfected our
Thank
modern
you, Booster.
Yeah.
What did I say? I'm like, wait, it wasn't invented by white people. Like,
At all?
they didn't
Yeah.
do it first.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We do have some contribution to later mathematics, particularly calculus. Matter of fact, I saw a
Yeah.
very funny meme that it said Isaac Newton died a virgin, and then someone underneath it, that's what he gets for inventing calculus, man. So there certainly were some white offerings to mathematics, but we didn't create mathematics at
No.
all. You do
And
realize
even
that
today, we're not the best at mathematics. White people aren't. The Arabs and the Asians are
the
still
Asians kick ass, yeah.
the best.
Um,
The
uh,
Arabs are fantastic at geometry for some reason.
do,
They're really good at it.
but they seem to forget that before the Romans came in and brought all their cool ideas and we adopted instantly. Did
Yeah.
they seem to forget that we were we were savages? So they somehow forgot. It's
Apparently.
as if we've been these sophisticated world mastermind
Right.
plotters for the entirety of history.
No.
We were base savages, dude. We would capture our enemies and burn them in giant wicker men.
Yes.
That's what we did.
I think if
Right?
Genghis Khan had not died the most hilarious way of all time for such a great man, there wouldn't have been a European growth like it was. I don't think it
How
would have
did he
happened.
die?
I think he would
No,
have
the
taken
pressure.
over most of it
Yeah.
because there was nobody stopping him. He was just rampaging.
Yeah, well, the pressure from him, of course, pressure from the Muslims as well, with
Yep.
the Crusades and all that stuff. It certainly did push him forward. I think one of the big things that helped us during that is when they were down in Toledo pushing out the Moors. They found all these libraries, and they didn't burn them, which is good. And all those books came back. Now it took centuries for it to become accepted to even be allowed to read these things, but that's where the Europeans got mathematics, philosophy. All those Arabic and Greek writers were found in these libraries of Toledo that the Muslims had brought up,
Yep.
right?
The
So,
rediscovery of Aristotle is what really started
oh
the
yeah,
Renaissance.
oh yeah,
That's what did it. With the ability to spread, I can't say the word, but his thought um, throughout the world, and including, and of course the Bible too, throughout the known world, very easily with like the printing press and things, is what shot that off the ground. Christians want to think it's only the Bible that did it. No, no, no. No, it was Western thought, period, that we had lost through the centuries after the fall of Rome. Once they rediscovered it, they're like, this is pretty good. We should do some of this.
yeah.
And we did some of it, and now we have America.
That's
That's
right.
exactly what happened.
And
That's how that happened.
and keep in mind that the Europeans were oppressed, nay, I say, almost enslaved for 1,200
Yeah.
years under the Catholic Church. And it was
Yeah.
that enlightenment that freed us.
Asians go get over it.
Well, that's my point. That's the
We
point
did.
exactly,
And
Booster. We
then we
did.
conquered the world.
That's right. So it's just a complete lack of understanding. And do keep in mind that fella I showed you in the beginning, who's really the one responsible for this modern movement of Afrocentrism. That dude is considered a doctor. He is with Temple University. He has created black study groups all across America and in other countries. The influence this guy has, and if you go listen to him, he doesn't know shit about shit, dude. He doesn't know anything.
Shit about shit.
He doesn't know anything, Booster.
Mhm,
He has
mhm.
no understanding whatsoever. And that's what's leading the thing. And that's the problem. Ignorance.
That's sad.
Ignorance.
Ignorant. He's ignorant.
He is ignorant. Anyway, let's see here. And then the winged hussars arrive. That's right, dude. You know, I could get
Good
into a
song.
whole dissertation
That's
of
a
where
good
the
song.
wings for the hussars come from, man. But I'm not going to do it right now
Oh,
because I'll get yelled at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I got for to you guys today. What'd you guys think? What would you think about the show? Was it fun?
I loved it.
Booster loved it. He's got a raging semi right now.
Oh, that's
Mhm,
nice.
mhm.
That's nice.
No, this is as big as it gets.
Oh, well.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Now I'm just sad.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was full of gold, Chester.
I'm glad
full
you
of
thought it was
gold.
a semi. That's a friend. That's a friend.
That is friend. Friend
Yeah.
for life. Sweet. All right then. Well, we're going to try to do it next week. We just need to decide what's our little TFT segment going to be.
I think our TFT segment should be if Donald Trump actually had COVID.
Yeah.
Because by then we'll know for sure. So I
Yeah.
want to unpack it. I just want to be able to unpack the ridiculous hysterics that people on Twitter have had over Trump getting COVID.
Yeah, some people have actually claimed that he faked getting COVID to avoid debating Joe Biden. Like, you
Huh?
know, debating Joe Biden's terrifying.
What?
When he slaughtered Joe Biden in that debate.
Yes.
All right, fine. Well, let's talk about COVID and the president. That'll be our little
Do it.
TFT bit next week. That sounds fine. And we'll talk
Do it.
about other current events and things. I actually had some board game stuff I want to talk about a little bit today, but I didn't get to it. But show sucked, Chester. Thanks, Nick. Thank you.
Well, considering that by next week we'll have Baldur's Gate free by then. In fact, I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
tomorrow.
We're going to talk about that.
I
man.
believe early access will be tomorrow. I might stream it. I don't know if I will or not, but I might stream it.
You
Booster,
should,
do you
dude.
get it a day early or do you get it on the 7th?
I get it on the 6th,
So you get it a day early
according
from me.
according to Steam, anyway.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It
Right.
does look good,
So-
though. It does
Yeah.
look good.
Excellent.
I've been playing a lot of Farming Simulator lately.
Oh my
You're
god.
so white.
Farming
Jeez, Chester.
Simulator? Why don't you
That
just-
might be the whitest thing he's ever
What?
said in his life.
Why?
I have a chicken
Really?
farm.
Oh
Ugh.
my god.
What's wrong with Farming Simulator? It's a fun game.
Just so white. I don't think I've ever heard
Jeez.
anybody that's not white be like, "Yeah, I was playing some Farming Simulator today."
Do you also play like Candy Crush too? Stuff like that?
How is that relatable?
Well, they're both for gay white men.
Oh my God! Disrespecting the farmers. I'm
Me
going
and
to
the
tell all
homies
of them.
just rolling up in Farming Simulator. Shit, we got mad chicken farms.
Hey man, I like my Farming Simulator. You guys are meanies. I have a chicken farm, Chester 2020. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, man. That's
He
just
fucks
all
you.
the love
He's
I
fucked.
get. But Baldur's Gate does look like it's going to be awesome. So looking forward to it.
Mhm, mhm.
All right, guys. Well,
When's that cyberpunk coming out?
November.
I keep-
November.
November.
Next
Gosh
month.
damn it.
Yeah.
That's the only one I'm really kind of interested in.
Yeah, no, it looks cool too. We'll see
I
how
hope it's
when
good.
it drops. Yeah, hopefully it's good. I used to think Chester was a black ruffle. What the hell is
Rolling on the
that?
floor laughing.
Ruffle rolling on the floor. That's old internet.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's old. internet.
I see. Yeah, no, because you guys had told me some people had said that I sounded like a black dude. I was like, okay, cool, rock on.
You,
But,
you just have timbre in your voice. That's
Now that
all.
I've seen your face, no, not anymore. But before, yeah, I could have believed it.
Huh? Cool. Well,
Because
could've gone away with
white
this
people
whole time.
white people don't have bass anymore in their voice because
that's true. Yeah.
they've lost their testosterone. They don't speak up here like Booster.
Maybe I can
Pretty
make
rare.
mad cash
That's a
like
very
that Sean
manly voice.
King
I don't know
guy.
what you're talking about. very manly voice.
I could go get a
Hey,
tan.
Gay, how you doing?
I can shape my
My
hair.
name's Booster
shape my hair.
Kiwi.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Booster Kiwi. You want some
Hey,
fuck
forget
yo?
about it. Come
What?
over here. Slap
What?
you upside the head,
Hey,
mofo.
forget about it, huh? Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? I'm Booster Kiwi, huh?
That's a-
Get out of here!
that's
By
a-
the way, Booster's
All
new
right.
first name is Charles. Just thought everybody should know.
Ah, goodness gracious.
Hey, Chuck.
I don't like this idea. He's trying to promote this, and now he said it live, and he's gonna get beaten after the show. I'm going to beat him up.
I missed the reference here. What's the joke?
There is no
really
reference.
isn't one.
There is,
I just
there is
decided
no
one
reference.
day.
There's no joke. He's just being weird, and I don't like it. And it's
I just
annoying.
decided one day that he would
He's
have
just
a
fucking
better
with
life if his
Booster.
name was Charles. So now he's Charles.
Don't like it.
He's-
There you
Get
go.
it?
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call
bullying
it
me.
there, and we're going to get out of here. But thank you very much for joining us. A lot of fun. Keep in mind, tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be talking comic books as usual. This week will be normal for me, thank goodness. I'm back to a normal schedule, which is still crazy for me, but better than what it's been. But thank you all for joining us, and love you guys.
You
Love you, Chester.
Love you. Bye-bye.
big. Peace.